Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today let's just get right into it. We're going to be recapping Love Island Season 2 USA episode, I think it's 19. It's a 2-hour episode that we've been waiting for like the longest of times. But really, it was for like 2 days though. And we were so annoyed that we had to wait for the recoupling. Finally, the end of Casa Amor. Finally, we're back in the main villa. And we're just going to start off from the beginning. So, Ariel asks, Maura first, would you like to recouple? Or would you like to, stay single and wait for Calvin? Maura, stand up, and she said with a quickness Aaron's name so fast before Ariel can even finish her sentence. And, she coupled with Ariel. Then next thing you know, you see Calvin and Sheer walking down the steps. And, he's recoupled, so he says a little speech. Off to the next. We don't really care about that one. Next thing you know, we got Kirsten. Kirsten was, she's decided to stay single. And, as much as it, doesn't look right, she could have easily coupled up with Michael, maybe Pat. Or not Michael, but Mike or Pat. She decided to stay true to herself. And I actually understand that. Girl was she told Carrington in the beginning, like, she's like, I'm not gonna change for no guy, I'm gonna stay true to myself. So during her time at Casa Amor, she had fun for the most part, but she wasn't feeling any, she didn't have that connection that she had with Carrington, so she's not gonna force the relationship and be coupled up. So she decided to stay single. But the way Carrington was so disrespectful.
Oh my God! No, he's having a lockdown. Oh, son of a bitch. That's so cool. Welcome back, Carrington, and welcome, Laurel.
That fake out was so disrespectful. And then in his speech, he was a little jabbing. He was jabbing at Kirsten a little bit, which was just like, whoa. So I'm like, Carrington, you didn't have to do all that. That was just a little rude. You act like, I'm trying to find out, did Kirsten did something, and that we didn't see before, because like, why he had to come with like some disrespect. None of the guys, like, if you're gonna come with somebody else, just come downstairs with the person, not come downstairs solo and you have everybody tricked, like, oh, you're actually coming back. I'm like, wow, that was mean. But let's get to the part that we've been waiting for. They know, and production was so. They went to commercial as soon as they got Justine up there. Commercial break. And like, wow, you made us wait even longer. So Ariel asked Justine, would you like to stay single, or would you like to recouple up one of the guys? Out of the options, it probably would have been Mike or DeAndre, but I'm like, there was no, I didn't see any conversation between Mike and DeAndre for, that said that, she was gonna not be with Caleb and recouple up with one of them. So I mean, I understand it's kind of sad that, they didn't get a chance, but she wasn't gonna recouple up with any of you guys. So Justine decides to stay single. She decided to stay single, and then Caleb comes coming down the steps, and then he greets Rosario. He's like, I'm happy to be home.
Take it away. I'm not ready to be just another of your mistakes. Don't
Welcome back to the villa.
Very happy to be home.
Yeah? You made all the girls cry. Well, go be together.
So take it away.
Oh my gosh, the way that was the best moment. And then when Ari was like, go recouple, that reunion was something. Like, that was a great reunion. And like the friendship that Cely and Justine has, like, you know, they were just like so happy for one another. So then it was Cely's turn. Cely decides to be single. Johnny comes down the steps, and Johnny with his little speech, like, all the guys in the villa was like, stop right now, because they all know what he was doing in Casa Amor. So, you know, every girl was like so happy for Johnny and Cely and Justine and Caleb. They were the only two OG couples, quote unquote OG couples, that are like, that's decided to remain together. So, and then we got Mackenzie right now. Mackenzie was like, you know, her and Connor were great. We went through a lot of stuff together. But however, all the guys looked at her, were like, what? Like, excuse me? So she was like, however, I want to recouple with Jalen. So she recouples with Jalen, and Connor comes down the steps with Gus. Now that's some hurt, like, that's some hurt right there. Like, he comes back with Gus, and, you know, he said some nice things about, like, Mackenzie, and he was like, you know, if he's gonna make you happy, I'm happy for you and stuff like that. I just want you to be happy. And he gave Gus back to Mackenzie, and it was just like, whoa, that really hurt. I mean, I was here for Jalen and Mackenzie because, you know, all the girls in the villa, you know, noticed that Mackenzie was acting different. Like, she was acting her true self. She wasn't, you know, her whole demeanor changed. She's not, you know, how she was when she was with Connor. So, I mean, as much as it hurt for Connor to not, you know, be with Mackenzie, I think it was in her best interest or something. I mean, for Mackenzie to be with Jalen. So, I mean, it's sad, but, I mean, I feel like everybody was scared of Mackenzie from when she was with Connor and stuff like that, and how overprotective and overbearing she was. And then with Jalen, she's more chill, and, you know, I guess she said she was more herself that way. So it's just like, might as well be yourself with somebody who's going to let you be yourself than stay with Connor. So the whole recoupling's, you know, done. And then we have, like, all the girls hugging the Casa Amor guys. And then we have, after that happens, we pan over to Mackenzie and Connor talking, you know. Mackenzie was like, we have to talk later. We're going to have to talk later. And, you know, so, and he was like, yeah. And then we pan over to Cely and Johnny, like, they were talking. He was like, oh, I have to tell you something. And she was like, I have to tell you a lot. And he was like, I have to tell you stuff too. And she was like, did you kiss girls outside of the challenge? And he was like, yeah. And, like, you know, Cely was still having, like, her, you know, she had her game face on. She didn't, like, she was just, like, a little disappointed, but, you know, she was like, oh, you did? So, and then, like, you see a little snippet of Caleb and Justine, like, talking to each other and stuff like that. But, honey, you got a storm coming your way, Cely, because he's gonna tell you some stuff, but he's missing out a little bit. He's missing out a little bit of information, okay? So Johnny, like, tells Cely about, you know, Mercedes. He tells her the name of the Casa Amor girl, Mercedes. How, you know, the first day 1 in Casa Amor, he was kissing her, and then they went to bed together, and, you know, he cuddled and kissed her. But he got forgetting that day 2, during the challenge, he kissed her when the challenge was over, and that kiss was a little extra. So he was just telling Cely, like, oh, you have nothing to worry about. So Cely was hurt, and, like, she went over to talk to Justine, and she's like, I don't want to be some dumb girl to just, like, easily take him back and stuff like that. And, you know, and he forgot to tell her about other stuff, and he was like, you know, Cely, because Cely would keep on saying, like, I didn't have to do all of that. Like, all these other guys, you know, I could have did stuff with, but I decided to stay loyal and true to you, and you decided to do that to me? So Cely was hurt. So also we get to, like, the guys talking about Mackenzie, and then, like, how, you know, she hurt Connor and stuff like that. So then at the end, Caleb was like to Connor, like, oh, like, how are you and Kirsten? Because, you know, they can easily couple up, and because there's like an even number of people in the villa now. Like, both Kirsten and Connor are both single at this point. So I mean, they can see if there's anything there, you know, whatever. But there's something's about to, like, come through that, you know, change plans for it. So now we're gonna get to some Jaleb content. So Jaleb is talking up on, like, the deck or the sky, whatever, I forgot, little whatever, outside doors. And you know, Caleb comes, you know, with the quickness. He was like, you know, because he basically already saw what happened with Johnny and Cely. He was like, you know, I didn't kiss any girl outside of the challenge, you know. He told her about Cher, like, you know, the only girl that actually caught my interest was Cher. But, you know, and then Justine started talking. I was like, oh my gosh, he was like, at the end of multiple days, it was you. He was like, it was you. At the end of multiple days, it was only you. And he's like, the king and the queen of the castle. Let them know. Let them know, Caleb. You guys are gonna win this. If they don't win, like, they're the only stable, I mean, they're the only stable relationship right now. I mean, Johnny and Cely, people want them to win, but I mean, the way Johnny messed up, like, they can come in second place though. So I mean, we get some Jaleb content. So I mean, next thing you know, going to sleep, Carrington comes to Kirsten. He was like, oh, can we talk? And Kirsten was like, no, because, like, you literally disrespected her. She's not in the mood to come talk to him right now, especially the way you did her dirty in that speech, and the way you come down with Laura. Like, no disrespect to Laura, because, you know, Laura was probably the nicest Casa Amor girl there. You know, we can now see that, you know, obviously the Villa girls are going to stay with the Villa girls, and the Casa Amor girls are going to be, like, on the outskirts. I mean, but I mean, we do see a little bit that Cely talked to Laura a little bit, and, you know, Cher and Justine had a talk. Justine and Cher, or Chair, has a chat, you know, by, like, in a little hot tub, little pool, whatever. And, you know, Justine was just asking, like, her, you know, she was telling her that, you know, Caleb told me about this, what happened at Casa Amor. And, you know, she was like, oh, I had interest in Calvin, I had interest in Caleb, and, you know, I'm still open to getting to know Caleb. So Justine was like, well, Caleb is not interested in, like, being open to anything right now, so yeah. So she, you know, she was like, you know, well, Caleb didn't tell me that. So she goes in the confessional, and she comes to be like, she's like, I didn't come here to make friends, and, you know, I'm not gonna just stop, you know, getting to know Caleb just because you guys are in a relationship or you guys are coupled up. So I'm just like, girl, if you don't leave them alone, like stop while you're ahead, because we can vote you out, okay? We can vote you out. Like, you need to, like, back up, let Jaleb do their things, because, and the funny thing is that after that conversation, Justine and Caleb, like, they're, like, sitting next to each other, and he was like, oh, so what did Cher say, and how did you talk with Cher go? So she was just like, oh, she's like, she was still interested in getting to know you and stuff like that. So he was like, that's awkward. And he was like, this is the perfect ghost situation right now. He's like, new phone, who this? New number, who this? So I'm like dying. Like, they clowning her. Like, Caleb is clowning her. And not Justine, Cher talking about, oh, I'm gonna still be open to getting to know you. Like, Caleb already made his mind up. He's gonna be riding with Justine until the end, okay? So you need to, like, back up, let them do their things, okay? Like, they over here like, yo, I'm gonna ghost her. Like, if this is in the real world, I'm gonna be ghosting her. Like, new number, who this? I don't know you. So, yeah. So the thing is that now that it seems like now that Justine and Caleb are like on lock, I don't think they're gonna be straying away for any new person coming into the villa. So their like screen time is gonna be cut down a little bit more because you know how production wants drama and how production wants, you know, like things like that. So it really sucks because we only here for Justine and Caleb and Justine and Cely, okay? That's the only people we here for right now. Mackenzie, you know, she has her points to be giving her some entertaining stuff, but like other than that, we really just here for them. So let's go into the Mackenzie and Jalen of it all. So Mackenzie over here talking about, you know, like Kirsten comes up to Jalen to talk about her thing with Carrington. So they were talking, blah, blah, blah. So Mackenzie was just talking to Maura, or I think it was Maura, how, you know, she wants to get to know Jalen. Like, she didn't really have her own time with him. So she made it known to Maura, I believe. And then later on, Kirsten and Jalen have another talk again. So, you know, about stuff like that. And then Jalen's in a confessional like, you know, Kirsten's my actual type of girl that I would actually go for and stuff like that. So then Mackenzie's over here like, she talks to Jalen. She was like, you know, this is my second time being coupled up with a person who's like basically a confidant for all the girls, because like Connor is best friends with Justine, so obviously they talk, and then he's probably very good. He's really good friends with the rest of the villa girls as well. So I guess, you know, but Connor kind of made it a point to like always be with Mackenzie and like, you know, always be wanting to like be with her. But Jalen, on the other hand, he's still open to be like, oh, I'm gonna meet some other person or stuff like that. So Jalen, you know, was like, oh, I didn't think it was a problem, stuff like that. He's like, well, you know, she doesn't want him to be forced to spend time with her, but like you would want to spend time with her. And the thing is like, you only got 3 days prior before the recoupling to, you know, spend time with her. And then she said your name. She didn't say your name just so you can stay in the villa. She said your name because she actually likes you. And I thought, you know, you thought you liked her. So he like trying to see like it's not a problem and stuff like that for him to like, you know, not be around her. So, you know, he asked Maura like what's going on, and Maura like, you know, tells him that, you know, she just wants to spend more time with you, you know, like she wants you to like actually want to spend more time. So, and it's just like, I don't see anything wrong with Mackenzie's point like that she's trying to make. Like she literally ended things with Connor, who was basically a sure thing to be with you, and you not spending time with her at all throughout the day is kind of like, okay. So she does that, you know, and they talk, and I think we see in the sneak peek for today's episode that or tonight's episode that you know, he's gonna try to pursue Kirsten and stuff like that. So with that being said, my thoughts is gonna be like, he's gonna try to pursue Kirsten, and he might be able to get her, and then that's gonna mean that maybe Mackenzie might want to run back to Connor. But I mean, I don't think Connor's gonna be the one being open to that, you know, because I feel like if Jalen does, you know, get with Kirsten and actually succeeds in doing that, I feel like Mackenzie's gonna run back to Connor and be like, oh, I want Connor now, blah, 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 stuff like that, because she literally ended things with Connor just to be with Jalen, and then Jalen's gonna be trying to pursue Kirsten the very next episode, which is like, what? This guy is trifling. It's like, it seems like he really played her just to get into the villa. And then prior to that, Maura. Okay, what is this girl doing? This Maura she literally said Aaron's name with the quickness, but then now she's crying and talking about like how, you know, I don't think Aaron's it. So what did you just do? I mean, how are you gonna couple with Aaron and then like, oh, he's not it, like I don't really like Aaron, like what? And then she talks with Calvin, and Calvin's like, what? Like, so she wanted to be coupled with Aaron, but because she saw Calvin couple with Cher, it's a problem. she was like telling Calvin like how like, you know, you didn't talk to me, like, you know, after the whole recoupling situation, like everyone who recoupled with a different person, they actually had a conversation, but Calvin didn't really seem that they need to have a conversation, which is just like, ooh. So that happens, and like she's crying and whatnot, and then you know, she made it known to Aaron, and Aaron's just like, what do you like? Aaron's talking to, I think, Jalen or somebody, I forgot. He was like I'm gonna try, like, I'm trying to be there for her, but like I can't just sit around and do nothing, because if you're gonna act this way after you chose to recouple with me, like that's gonna like red flag number one to like peace. But you get our Jaleb content. We see like little snippets of like Cely talking to Jaleb outdoors. We see, you know, Cely and Justine playing around with little white boxing gloves. Like they're having fun, they're living their life, they're doing good. What else do we see? Cely forgave Johnny. You know, she iced him out for like the night or two, but then she forgave Johnny. Like we see like little clips of Justine and Cely's friendship, because, you know, like when they were getting ready for bed for, I think, the second night, you see Justine and Cely like just laying down in bed or whatnot. It's like there's so many like little things that like they don't show you, so you're gonna have to like catch it with a little clip that they like pan over to, and the thing, yeah. So, but that episode was probably hands down the best episode so far of the season, because the way like it was a really good episode. Like there were some good episodes before, but this is hands down one of the best for the season right now. I don't know how they're gonna top this one, but if they give us a lot of Jaleb content, maybe it'll be topped. Team Jaleb, Team Justine high. We won. Okay, no one can tell us nothing. We won. Okay. We really won. That we're like so invested in Justine and Caleb's relationship. I mean, it's so hilarious, but I'm just like, we just want what's best for our good sis Justine. Like, I've been riding with Justine even before this season aired. When we found out she was gonna be on the season, I was like, okay, Justine and Cely are my two fave girls, and they ended up being my two fave girls. Like, I was like, when I see like Justine getting treated dirty, I was like, no, we want better for Justine, and she got better. She got her king. Queen Justine got her king. Okay, stop. But anyway, guys, the video. If you like the video, comment down below, let me know, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.